I can't take that.
Start with Daddy Nicholas and those hand issues he's having. How much of a concern is that for you right now?
Well, obviously he hasn't finished some sacks. I mean, he's played well. He played a heck of a football game the other day. Just had an opportunity to finish. Yeah, it's an issue. You talk to any football player, particularly defensive guys that use their hands. I mean, we're allowed to do that defensively, and so it's frustrating for him. And but we'll just keep working through it.
Is there anything he can do at all to compensate for that?
Well, they've got fingers wrapped up. Just he's got to do a better job, I think, without being used. That he's got to clamp on a little bit tighter with his arms more so. Obviously, because of his fingers, he's just not getting enough strength through them, I guess. But it's something that we work on every day, and it's just it's the dangest thing I've ever seen. So this year for him, he's been in good position. He's got some good pressure, so. We don't want to dwell on too much, kind of like a guy that's, fumbles. You start talking about too much, next thing you know, he's fumbling all the time. So we're just going to keep playing hard and work to finish plays.
It doesn't rise to the point of where you can't play him because.
No, it's not to that. No, it's not, because he takes on blocks right there, and I mean he finishes a lot of plays. He's just had a chance to. He's missed a couple of plays at the quarterback position right there.
You sense any frustration on his part?
I don't know. You probably talk to Charley. You're going to see him here in a second, so you can ask him, But he, a little bit, I saw it last week a little bit, but, he's got to understand, too, that he's putting himself in position. Let's go, let's see what we can do to make it better, and part of it is getting your head across the bow and wrapping up and running your feet and not trying to pull people away, and that's what we got to do on that instead of pulling, where maybe that's not your strength right now with bad hands.
It seems like every year we come here, Duke has fewest sacks allowed in the ACC. Is that just throwing it quick? Is that part of their scheme? Or
it's part of it. They're well coached. That was part of our success last year. Is they were led the country, I think, in least amount of minus yardage plays and that type of thing. We played on their side, and I think they're up the top again this year. That's coaching, the type of scheme they run, and then the quarterback is getting rid of the football. I mean, they know where to go. They're checking down. This guy's probably throwing to the backs more than any Duke quarterback they've had in the past in a while. And those guys combined are their leading receivers. When it's all said and done. So he just knows where to go. They're good about. They're a check with me. So if they see something, they're going to check to get rid of it. To another look. So. That's just part of what they do, and they do a good job with it. And they've got a system. Dave Cutcliffe and his staff, they've got a system, and they do a great job with it. Just like us with the system, I think. We've got a system that, for the most part, every year it's not going to be exactly what you want, but you've got an idea how how to fix it, or where people should fit and how to react to certain things, and that's what they do. They've got a great system. He's been doing it for a long, long time.
Is there an update on Corey Marshall? What did he do today?
I don't know. I didn't see Corey a whole lot today. I was working with my linebackers trying to get those guys right. You can ask Charley in there, but we'd love to get him back because his quickness and experience in there would be very beneficial for us to get him back.
What's your concern with the linebackers? Is there something specific that you require in this week?
No. I'm looking. You got Deion Clark, and right now the next guy probably is Tremaine Edmonds. And working with him, I'm trying to get him where maybe he's going to be in a position where he can play a little bit. I want to get a good evaluation from him, and maybe he's a big, long, athletic body, and he's done a nice job on special teams. And there's an issue. Deion misses practice on Wednesday, so he misses a lot of work, and so I want to get this guy as close as he can, that he can be consistent. And I think Deion's been a good player for us last year. I had high expectations this year, but I think missing today has made him a little inconsistent, which concerns me.
Is that a class thing?
It's a class thing,
like Molly had last year on Tuesdays.
Yeah, it's a class. You got to get that to get a degree, and we want all of our young men to graduate and go on to be successful after football. So.
That he's been in on and fell off of, he probably had 5 or 6 sacks. but he's been just playing. He's being daddy. Other than he hadn't finished some of those sacks that he's had, but all over the field and running and getting off blocks, being a big time factor out there. I know if you're the opponent looking at video, you're like, we got to block that kid. He's really, really playing at a high level, energy level, chasing the ball. He's just got to. If he'll finish all those plays, he was our top point getter the other day. Just really pleased. Just got to finish those, those plays he's fell off of.
How much have you been using Dooley? The snap list doesn't look like he's playing.
Oh, he's played about 10, 15 plays a game. He's really played pretty well, actually. I've been really pretty pleased with Seth. He played real solid in Miami, and then he played really well at NC State. He really did. So, and then Vinny's getting just, about 10 plays a game as well, Got him in the game early down there against Miami because of the heat and the humidity, and was really kind of muggy, and I knew it was going to be a 4-quarter game, and they really played real solid for us. The backup group did, which was good. We needed that, and we controlled the line of scrimmage. So they rushed for a bunch of yards the year before, and they got good backs and good offensive line. So I was really pleased with how well we played down there, and just wish we could have finished it,
You guys had a lot of success against Duke last year, getting to the quarterback, kind of turned the tide of that game. Traditionally, they're a tough team to get
They
to.
are.
What do they do that really makes sense?
Well, they don't want to they don't have bad downs on first and second down. They're not behind the sticks on their early downs. You don't see them in a lot of third and long, and we got them in a lot of third and long last year. And that's not their MO. They're good on first down. They're always, second and 7, second and 6, then they're third and 4, and so they can get rid of the ball and get the ball out of their hand and run a whole bunch of different plays on third and 4 than opposed to third and 10, 11, 12. And we had them in some of those down in distances there last year, and then they had to throw the ball. So, that's what we need to do is be good on first and second down. And they're very efficient. Like I know Coach Foster said, they don't have a lot of bad plays. There's not a lot of lost yardage plays on their film, going into the game. So, they're well coached. Boy, play hard. That's the thing. Talent level is good, but then they elevate themselves by really how hard they play. And it's very evident when you turn on the video. And they got good backs. The backs, man, they keep everything. They got good quickness, good vision. They keep it in there tight. They break tackles. You got to beat them. They don't beat themselves. You got to beat them.
How is Corey's health? What did he do at practice today?
He went with the second group today in scout period, in the 3 scout teams that we had. And he did some individuals. So hopefully he can do a little more tomorrow and then be able to give us another guy, because he was very productive against Duke a year ago.
Are you optimistic that you think he'll be back, or just too early to say?
I don't really know. I really don't know. I mean, he knows he's got to know whether he's full speed or not. So if he can turn it loose, I know he'll be there. So.
Do you know Jim Knowles at all? Their defensive coordinator? Duke's?
No, I don't know him.
Shot in the dark.
Yeah.
What did you think in terms of the way teams are defending Bucky and how you guys are using Bucky now? Because it seems like maybe he's being taken away by defenses or being featured less by you guys.
Bucky is a freak athletically, and we try to get the ball in his hands a lot, or just find mismatches. And what he did last year, teams have taken notice of that and try to game plan for him. But me and Isaiah or some of the other guys just do our job, and when our number is called, we try to make those plays when they present themselves.
The season hasn't gone how you guys wanted to. Is there a feeling at all with this offense, like Brewer's back, this is how we kind of came into the season planning and go with things? Does it renew anything?
I guess it does feel kind of refreshing. It's not like we weren't as confident in Mott as we are in Brewer, or else coaches want to play him, and we think he played pretty well, even though we went, 2-2, 2-3, something like that. But, you know, just getting one of our brothers back healthy, so I guess things may flow a little smoother. But it's the same approach every week, no matter who's a quarterback.
How much of an adjustment is it for you guys as receivers going from Brewer in game 1 to then Motley, more of a dual threat guy for 6 games, I guess, and then back to Brewer?
I guess, I know I just look at it as the same approach, just go out and do my job, run my routes right, you know, just play hard, and then when the balls come, I just do my best to make those plays. So, you know, it's good that he's healthy. I'm glad he's healthy, but nothing really changes for me.
Do you pick up anything from watching film about Duke as far as mixing coverages or anything unique that they do? Just because I'm trying to figure out how they've been pretty decent on defense for a little stretch here, but this year it's been crazy, giving up, 5 or 6 touchdowns all season,
Yeah.
9.6 points a game.
Yeah, I do think that's why they had so much success, because I don't believe teams have been successful game planning for them because they do so many different things, so you don't know what is coming. So, you know, they have that going for them, and we're just trying to get a win in our own stadium.
How's your timing with Brewer since he was back taking the reps with ones for the first time today?
Yeah, he said something about that today at practice. You know, we do have to get that timing back because he did miss a significant amount of time. But no doubt in my mind that will come back, and, you know, we will be fine.
Nice old school Phillips.
Today's a little chilly.
Are you going to start on? Oh, we know now. We don't have to ask you.
Yeah.
What's the emotion for you? Is it sort of relief to be like, okay, I'm all the way back now?
It's definitely been a long ride. You know, preparing the way that I did and this team did throughout the summer, put a lot of hard work in, and then, you know, to see it kind of slip away there in the first game was pretty tough. You know, definitely been a lot of adversity trying to get back, but I'm back 100%, and feels good to be back in that saddle.
What were the reps like for you last couple of weeks? I mean, was it just sort of limited? Couldn't get
Yeah,
quite back in the swing?
It was limited just in the fact that, you know, we didn't want to push it too much and re-injure anything before I was officially cleared. I did get, you know, some reps here and there, and then last week, you know, we did a lot more of just testing, you know, getting hit, seeing how it would react. And then I did get some reps, but, you know, not a ton. And then, you know, now I'm obviously getting the 1 reps and be ready to go by Saturday.
I mean, you absolutely need those to be able to go into the games, to get those 1 reps, and it seems like people might overlook that fact in coming back.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, there's different circumstances, obviously, but in mine, you know, I was, you know, 5 weeks removed from really doing anything with the ones and being out there at practice. So, yeah, I made it pretty tough to, you know, just say, hey, I'm going to play the entire game. You know, that probably wouldn't be fair to, you know, to the team and, you know, to the coaches and to me. So they did what they thought was best, and, you know, that's behind us. And we're ready to, you know, go give Duke our best shot on homecoming. We're supposed to have good weather for once, so that'll be nice.
So you didn't lobby to start at Miami, I guess, huh? Does it sound like you did? Or did you?
I mean, I mean, of course, I'm constantly trying to get, you know, back in it, trying to push it. It was the same thing with my rehab, constantly, you know, hey, let's do this. Can I do this? And like, well, you know, hey, let's take a couple steps back. You're not ready for that. And, you know, football's the same way. You know, I'm just like, hey, you know, when can I get some reps? And, you know, basically the moral of the story was you can't get, you know, a bunch of reps until you're cleared, just because, you know, those other guys need the reps. And that's kind of how it went down.
Were you jabbing anybody on the sideline during the game saying, you know,
No.
put me in?
No, you know, I pretty much did what I have been doing in the past. I had the headset on and was helping Motley and Coach Leffler on what I saw. And then, you know, they said, hey, start warming up. And started warming up, and that was it.
I know hindsight's obviously 20/20, but do you feel like with you taking some of the practice reps, did that hurt Motley's preparation at all? That now you're sharing some of the time getting ready for that?
Talking about last week?
Yeah, going into Miami.
No, not at all. I not once was taking any of his reps. It was more of, maybe Dwayne and I splitting some reps, with the twos and just basically trying to get my feet wet again, trying to ease my way back into it, get some timing down and whatnot. But no, I never took any of Motley's reps.
You played against Duke last year. You look at the numbers they have defensively this year. They're top of the nation. What do they do that's been so effective?
Well, I think, for one, it sounds pretty cliche. Duke, they're extremely smart. They're able to line up in so many different defensive looks, so many different defenses. And I think, that's made it hard on teams to game plan them just because you never know what you're going to get. You might go 12 snaps in a row of different coverage, blitz, and in front. It's pretty wild how they can be so good and so sharp at so many different things. Not a lot of teams can do that. And that's why they've had a lot of success. So, this week we got to be really good with the basics, just making sure that we're on point with everything that we do, because you're not always going to be in the perfect play against these guys. And, sometimes you got to make something happen out of nothing. And, we'll practice that way, and hopefully it'll translate to Saturday.
Did you notice when you were playing, in the midst of that fourth quarter at all, or right when you got on the field, that you were missing anything or something was deficient from the time off? The timing, I'm sure.
Yeah, timing obviously wasn't where I wanted it to be at that point. You can never have too much timing with your guys out there. Today was awesome because it just felt like it got better as practice went on, throwing to those guys and kind of getting back into that rhythm that I had with them over the summer and then, throughout training camp. So that was good. And then, just going into the game, I was mentally prepared to play if my number was called, and it was there towards the end of the game. And, it was just once I got hit once, I was like, all right, this thing's good. Let's get it going, and that was that.
When you mentioned the fact you took some more hits in practice last week, did you graduate from go forth to somebody else?
Yeah, I graduated from go forth to that defensive lineman from Miami that hit me late.
Right.